Hey everybody, it's Kat, and here we have our Mr. Cooper. Mr. Cooper. And yes, he's still in his Santa suit. So I'm going to change him out of that today. And while I'm changing him, I'm going to tell y'all our airplane disaster just about. I'm going to put him into this little onesie. It's a Garanimal for newborn. It's red, and on the front has an applique of a little silver tiger cub with a light blue scarf, and then the pants that go with it are also Garanimals, and it's the same color red, and it has navy stripes down the outside part of the leg. And I got little socks for him. They're just kind of a gray and off-white to kind of match the tiger. And I've got these little shoes to put him in. Why I'm putting him in shoes, I don't know. We know how from the last video how hard I have shoes. And I'm also going to change him into this little diaper here, the little safari diaper, because those of you who remember, I'm a safari person. I like all kind of animals. So here we go. Several months back, and I'm sorry, I should remember the date. I should have looked it up. I didn't. But my uncle died. And this is my uncle who was married to my mom's sister. And they live in Delaware. So, Mom and I, you know, we don't have a lot of money and everything, so we were going to drive it. Even though we knew how bad that would be on me with my fibro and everything. Oh, look at this. He had on a different type of safari diaper. But it's time to change him out. Anyway, so that was going to be a long drive for us. About, I think they said about 12 to 15 hours. So I was going to do it. My mom had to get there. And that was the plan. So last minute though, a relative stepped in and paid our way to fly. And we had to fly out of Louisville, Kentucky, which is about 2-hour drive from here, which isn't too bad. I used to drive it all the time. So we get there, and we, go through this parking garage. Now, granted, my mom and I are not flyers. We have no idea what we're doing. So we get there like 2 hours early. And, that's fine. I know Louisville's a much bigger airport than what we have here. So we were so lucky, God blessed us. We found a parking space right by the elevator to take us down into the terminal. So we were like, yes, thank you, Jesus. So we get to the terminal. I have trouble saying that word. And we have a really nice customer service person who helped me scan the stuff that my cousins had sent me for the plane to get in there and everything. So we do that, and Mom and I start walking, and of course it's a long way from where you check in to the gate. But we've got 2 hours, so I didn't think that was too bad. We could sit every so often. So we're walking, and all of a sudden this golf cart stops, and this older man's on it, and another lady, and she's going to the same gate that we are. So we just hopped on with our luggage, our carry-ons, onto this cart, and we didn't have to walk it. So that was awesome. So we get there, we get on the plane, all that goes really good. We go through scanning. I let them know I have Cooper with me. He was in my carry-on. I explained he was my therapy doll and what was in him. Of course, they wiped him down with some stuff, and he passed in the gate, and we were on our merry way. And, we went and sat right there so we would know. My mother, she has to sit right at where you go in. because she doesn't want to miss something. So that's where we sat. Get on the plane, great. We get to Delaware, and we have to take a taxi from the house, or from the airport to my aunt's house, but it's not like a taxi, and it's not an Uber. The airport there is so big and everything, because we went into Philadelphia, so we were driven from Philadelphia to where we had to be in Delaware. It was just really weird. But anyway, we get there. You know, it's great seeing my cousins. I hate to have to see them on, you know, this kind of situation. But my mom and my aunt are exactly alike. They both talk all the time. I have no idea how these shoes go on. We'll see. And of course, and they bicker all the time. So every time they start, one of us would yell, "Round 15 started," and everybody come running to hear them bicker and talk. So we have the funeral. It's nice, you know. We stay. The room we were staying in was my cousin, one of my cousin's rooms. Her room was so big, she had 2 queen-size beds in that room, a dresser, a chest of drawers, and a writing table. And we still had lots of room to walk around in. It was just amazing. So, anyway, now it's time to go home. So, let me position him here, because I'm gonna, oh, I've got to do his hair. So, we get our bags packed, we wait for the car to come pick us up, you get in it, you know, we go there, we get wheelchair, you know, we both had wheelchairs, so we had these 2 girls, and they were so much fun, taking us to the gate, or the security, you know, where you have to go through to get to the gated area. Get there, and they flag me over. They're going to have to do a more in-depth scan. So while, okay, let me get him situated, and no, y'all gonna be able to see some of that old crud in the back, but oh well. You gotta hold my little boy, because this is going to be traumatic for him to hear about it all again. So, they've got me over, and they're doing the personal scan, and I'm trying to tell that lady, I've got to tell them what's in my bag. It's going to freak them out. I've got to tell them, and I'm starting to panic a little bit. Because then all of a sudden, they pull Cooper aside, and he doesn't pass the scan test. He's got something on him that they won't let him through. Now I'm really starting to panic, because I mean we went through Louisville no problem. So they had to call 2 different people over. Nope. I told them what was inside of him. I offered to take him apart for them to see. We have to wait till some big shot security guy comes down. Meanwhile, the girl who had pushed my wheelchair, she knows all about the Reborns, and she just thinks he's awesome. And in fact, she had gotten one, or was getting one for her daughter. And I'm sorry, I don't remember your name. I hope you see this. If you do, leave me a comment, let me know, because I gave her my channel name. But anyway, they wouldn't even let me touch him. I couldn't even go over to touch him. I was starting to have a panic attack, and my mom's like, "We'll just leave him here." And I'm like, I'm not leaving Philadelphia without my baby. I'm not leaving without Cooper. And of course, now my mom's freaking out, thinking, because we didn't get there as early as what we did in Louisville, because, you know, we were waiting on other people, and, you know, they got everything for us. They set up the schedule for the cars, everything. So she's afraid we're going to miss our flight. The girls are telling her, no, we got plenty of time. I think we were there for about 45 minutes to an hour. And I am panicking so bad. So they finally decide that yes, he can come through. I didn't have to take him apart or anything. They give him to me, and instead of putting him back in my bag, I'm holding him. And I mean, for like dear life. So we get to the gate, then everybody has to see him. And the sweet girl that helped me, you know, with the wheelchair, she took it up to the person at the counter, at the ticket counter. Anyway, I don't know what she said, but our seats were changed, and we sat right up in front. I mean, it was a small plane, but I had leg room, which I didn't have so much when we were going there. So I said, I don't know what's called, but I mean, it was just one seat right there. I could see this flight attendant, you know, when she's getting all the food and everything. I could see the pilots before they closed the door. And my mom sat directly behind me. But I held on to him. I am attached to this baby. I know it's a doll for all of those who are seeing it. But he fits me perfectly. Perfectly. His weight is perfect. When I'm having bad days or days in pain, this is what I do. I sit and I rock him like this. Or I'm in my recliner rocking, actually. But I really did not think. And I told my mom, I'll take a later flight. Or I will hire a car and have him delivered back to my aunt's house. And have her send him overnight with me, you know, having to sign. Because I wasn't leaving him. So it was a good thing. I think that God answered my mom's prayer, that it finally worked out like it was. But I'll fly with him again, you know. But instead of having him in my carry-all, I will walk holding him and then put him on the thing and explain to them beforehand. Now, I know technically that's, you know, me not explaining what was in there was not what stopped them and had to do. There was something on him. What? I don't know. But my aunt had told me every time she gets on a plane, they pull her aside. And I just thought it was so funny. We had just left my aunt's house. I got pulled aside. And Cooper was detailed a lot. So anyway, that is my story. Not story. That's what happened when we flew to Delaware and back. Of course, when we got back, we drove home, found the car right away, went to check out, and found out because I have a handicap tag, and my mom used some sort of senior discount thing that she has. We ended up paying like $8, and we had been gone for like 5 or 6 days. And so, I mean, that was really a blessing too. And we came home and we rested. So that is my story. And this is Kat signing off, saying meow, meow.